Hi guys, welcome back to Outdoor Mentor, the show dedicated to teaching you the basic foundation of archery. Today we're going to talk about grip. You know, one of the number one things I look at when I'm going to purchase a bow is the grip. How is my relationship going to be with the grip? Okay, for the most part, grips are either pretty much straight up and down, or they're about 18 degrees. Okay, on this Matthews, it's pretty much straight up and down. I don't know what the degree is, but it's fairly flat. And I like my grip where my wrist is cocked way back, and that's called a low grip. There's a low grip, a medium grip, and a high grip. For those high grip shooters, they're going to want a grip that has a lot of angle to it, or a big a wider grip at the bottom, because they wish to shoot their bow in, more or less in this direction. I prefer to put all the weight of the bow right on the palm of my hand, which is the most controlled. When I stretch my arm out, okay, you don't want to overextend, you want it slightly bent, but when I extend my arm out, I'm going to put all the weight right in just on the thumb side of the lifeline of my hand, okay, and that is going to give me the strongest foundation possible. So with a low grip, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm shopping for. When I'm looking for a bow, I want a low grip. And me personally, I'm about 5'10", about 270, but I don't have the biggest hands. Okay, I kind of got short, fat hands. Thanks, Dad. But that's what I was blessed with. So, me personally, I like a narrow grip, either something that is squared, or this is a Matthews bow. Matthews has a focus grip, which is more of a triangular shape on the back, which amplifies that center line of the bow, and it amplifies where it sits in my hand. I can feel it. It's more pronounced. The stock grip on this Matthews Triax is fairly flat, fairly narrow, and I like it quite a bit. But know that no matter what bow you buy, there are aftermarket grips, and most bows will accept an aftermarket grip that you can adjust to your shooting style. But maybe that's something that you'd be interested in looking at before you ever purchase the bow. Now, for me, how I grip a bow, okay, like I said, the lifeline, the vertical line on your hand, okay, so the camera can see it. I will put my string right in it, but once you fold your thumb over to your pinky, that lifeline is very apparent. All right, we're going to put that line on the left side of the grip, okay, so it will go on this side of the grip, and the meat of my thumb, the round part of my thumb, will be on the other side. And like I said, once I grip the bow, I want all that weight to be down here on the heel of my hand. All right, not so much like this. That's not my style. My style is with a low grip, so I'm going to hold the bow pretty much like this. All right, now I shoot with an open grip, and that's a good tip for you. We're getting there. However, I can't really show you an open grip with one hand. But my personal shooting style. All right, let's just go ahead and get into that. I'll put my release on so we can talk about that just a little bit more. I do prefer a wrist release. That's just what I've always shot. Once again, I'm a hunter. If you like a thumb style, 3-finger, 4-finger, turn head to where you're back like this, that's solely up to you. But let's get an arrow here just in case we have a mishap. I'd rather shoot an arrow off into the woods than shoot nothing at all. But my shooting style, what I'm going to go through a process every time. I'm going to knock my bowstring. I'm going to get my grip right. All right, you see how I got my grip right, and I pushed it out, and immediately my hand opens up. So once I approach a target, whether it be in the woods or in the range, I'm going to knock my bowstring. All right, I'm going to hold my elbow up to hold a little bit of weight on it, and I'm going to reach my grip up, and I'm going to settle my grip. All right, I'm going to push down on my hand, on my bow hand, and marry that grip in there to where it's comfortable, to where it felt like it did the last shot I took. And that's the whole point, is doing it consistently. Then I'm going to push the bow up to my target, and I'm going to draw the bow and anchor. Now, with an open grip, see if we can show an open grip here. I've got my thumb and my fingers completely open. Now, the natural shootability of it is I'm just going to close, just let my fingers fall. Okay, as you can see, I have no thumb pressure here at all, and the bow is not moving. If you grip the bow, all right, if you grip the bow, see how I can torque the bow riser? If you just lay your fingers down and you've got thumb weight, see how I can torque the bow riser? By having an open grip. Let's wait on the ATV. Okay. I think that was the love child of Evel Knievel. I'm pretty sure. I mean, blue helmet. He had the 70s enduro. I'm not joking. I mean, we're backwoods here to try to get a good, cool shot, and that was Evel Knievel's love child. I swear to God it was. So back to the grip. The reason I shoot with an open grip is so I don't torque the bow. I don't want to torque the bow this way. I don't want to torque the bow this way. Okay. If you find yourself, and you know, most of these sights have a bubble level on them, and I use it religiously, but if you come to full draw and you notice that your bubble is always to one side, and I do this quite bad. I actually cant the bow like that because I got my start bow fishing. Okay. And I shoot with a canted bow fishing. However, when it comes back to deer hunting and me shooting my hunting bow, I always cant slightly. That's how I anchor. I come to anchor like that. And so what you have to realize is to right the bow, it's not thumb pressure. Okay, you don't want to push your thumb over. What you want to do is drop your elbow down just slightly, and that will go from this to, watch my elbow. All right, a bow that's straight up and down. There, my bubble level's level right there. Okay, that little 1.5 inch movement of my elbow righted the bow, and it's where it needs to be with my bubble level. The second that you close your hand and you close your grip, you see guys that will, once they stand at the range, and, you know, they're getting ready to shoot, they're all ready for it. Whether they got too much bow or not, I'm gonna play a guy that's got too much bow, but he's gonna grip that bow, and you can see his knuckles start to turn white because he's got a hold of it so much. And he reaches back there and he draws it and he gets in there to anchor. Well, once he gets in there to anchor, then he starts to open his grip up and loosen his grip. Well, the problem with that is he never centered the bow in the center line of his grip. Now, if he picks the bow up and he's consistent with it every time, then he's probably going to get away with it. However, if he's not consistent, if he's got just a little bit of thumb pressure, a little more, a little less each time, his arrows are going to shoot left and right. You know, and it's going to vary the precision that his projectile has with every shot. He may be fine 20, 30 yards, but once he gets on further, he's going to have a hard time holding tight groups. That's why I want to promote an open grip. With an open grip, you know, you take all these 5 human errors out of the grip. By, you know, rocking the bow back, you take out this hinge, you take that out of the, of the equation by rocking your wrist back, and most of the pressure of your bow being right here, right on the bottom of your palm, then your bow will release and kick, the same way every time. Your bow has a natural little kick, okay? Whether, it doesn't matter what bow it is, what brand it is, it all moves a little bit, and it has to react the exact same every single time based on how your grip is. All right, there's lots more features that have to do with this, and we're going to talk about it in our next segment with back pressure. So stay tuned. We'll see you next week. We're going to talk about back pressure and what it means and why you have to have it to be consistent next week on Outdoor Mentor.